Good morning, traders, and God bless. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. If you're new here, we'll be watching this volume spike column for anything that's moving. We're looking for green percentages to start growing. These numbers will increase the moment a stock starts taking off. Once we see that, we'll look for this volume bar indicator here to make sure we have enough volume to get in and get out safely. I'll be marking support and resistance levels here, and our entry will always be on the support level. We'll also be watching this dominator master down here. This is a volume indicator, and it lets us know by green or red if the buyers are coming in or if the sellers are coming in. This down here is also our My Blessing indicator. This is an MACD indicator. It has a faster moving line and a slower moving line. And we're going to be watching for this trigger point here for these two lines to break above the yellow. Once both of them are above the yellow, this stock usually takes off. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed, and delays can cost you money. I am not a financial advisor. Do not let my words influence your trade. I'm only here to display these indicators, show you how powerful they are. I'm not here to teach you how to trade, but if you learn these indicators, you'll learn how to trade. Not seeing much moving this morning on the volume spike indicator. Hopefully we'll get a better play here by the time the market opens in about 2.5 minutes. Been watching the market. It's going to be a slow day, it looks like. We've had a slow week last week. I think it's because we're on spring break. We got about another week to go of that. Or at least hopefully that's what it is. So there may be some moments of silence where I have nothing to say because no stocks are moving. But we'll do the best we can. We have to wait on the play to set up. We don't force trades. We wait for it to happen, and then we strike when we need to. If you haven't hit the like button for me, please do. Let's keep the ratings up on these YouTube streams. Makes YouTube pay me a little bit of money, make it worth the effort. And I thank you for that. Got about 30 seconds to go. Be careful. Choose wisely. I'll be clicking on them. Like I said, I'll be marking resistance and support levels, and we'll try to plan our entry on the support level. Three seconds to go. Hopefully the board lights up. There we go. That came in with a flash. Let's see if we get some green ones coming in up here. That's NVIDIA. Looks like maybe just a bunch of pending orders. GNS moving up, a cheaper stock around 45 cents. Too quick for me, too cheap for me as well. Let's see where it goes for you penny lovers. They don't usually jump up that fast. Or down that fast. Looked like a bunch of buyers and then nobody. Could have been somebody pumping it up. Usually like to start the morning with some news, but evidently no news has came out because no stocks are moving. Next chance for news is at the top of the hour, which would be 7 a.m. Central Time. If you post stock picks, make sure you check the volume and that the volume is nice and flowing. If you don't check the volume, there's no sense in posting it because nobody's buying it. Another penny stock on the move. We want to know where the buyers and the sellers are. We want to know where they are in large groups, not just one or two people buying a stock. When they're this cheap, you have to buy a lot of them, so the volume will kind of fake you out. Where you think it's a lot of volume, but one person could be buying 10,000 shares. So the volume has to be really high on these penny stocks. Unless you want to take your chances and that guy holding 20,000 shares dumps them on you the minute he gets a couple pennies. Good morning, Hennessy. Good morning, everybody on YouTube and Discord. Hopefully we'll get a play this morning, 1 or 2, 3 or 4, if we're lucky. I remember VERB moving a little last week as well. Make sure you trade off of your screen. If I switch off of it, I don't want to knock you out of your trade and you got to go search it down. Never trade off of mine. Eyes flip around as I'm trying to find better stocks to trade. Watching these numbers, if you're just getting here, this is what we do each morning. We watch for these percentages to gain, and they'll usually move up the ladder here. This morning is pretty slow so far. The ERB still going up. Still climbing. If you're a penny player, you're making a little bit of money. The thing about pre-market, there's nothing to stop it. It can keep going. Hopefully it doesn't perform like other penny stocks. When everybody starts taking profit, it goes and loses it all within one candle. Couple profit takers. I'm not going to mark out a pullback because these pullbacks just don't work on penny stocks. But I'll do it just for demonstrational purposes. When you see a stock rising up, I'll mark resistance. When this candle closes, or the next one, whenever it stops dropping off, I will mark a resistance level. And we play the bounce back up to the resistance line, plus it may break through it. And I'll do this on every pullback that we see. We won't chase green candles. We'll wait on a pullback, which is profit takers, and we play the next run up. And usually we do pretty good. That's exactly what happens. I should have marked it out, but this is just an example. And then you see the breakthrough again. It's called our pullback strategy. I love playing it. That way you get into the profit without chasing a green candle and then losing it on the pullback. So we wait for the pullback to occur, plan our entry around support, and play the run up. Hard to do on a penny stock. Sometimes they're very unpredictable. That's why I don't like doing the pullback strategy on them. This one seems to be pretty stable. watching the dominator bars down there. There's a lot of red in that last bar. They could be fixing to take a lot of profit. You want to see tall green bars in this dominator as they're driving it up. I'll go ahead and mark resistance there. This would be the support level. Looks like it's pretty much pulled back to it already. It may run up again. Don't know if I would chance it this high, but it could happen. Looks like we may break through again. Bouncing off a resistance. More buyers coming in. Let's see if they can push it on through. Not liking the my blessing indicators pointing south. So it's showing weakness right here. This is pretty much an early indication that it may come down in price. Looks like it's holding this price range pretty good. No big sell-off. It's even an indication here that it's weakening. Pushing up for a little more. Nothing else moving. We might as well continue to watch it, see what happens. So this was a resistance level. It could not break through here. Now it's broken through and it's support. If it can hold above support, it may run up some more. I'm seeing the my blessing indicator got a little bit of green back in it. This needs to turn up and run back up. So this would be an early indication that there may be more to come. We need to watch the volume, make sure the volume is increasing. We're watching that up here. If this number is less than this number when this bar closes, it's getting weaker in volume. And it was half of the other one. So it may be done for now anyway. Well, I hope we have something more than just a penny stock run up today. Mhm. Thank you for calling that out, Francisco. Wasn't on my scans, it was on yours though. That's why we work in teams. Doomsday, my theory is buy these numbers and don't worry about the news. If they have good news, these numbers are going to fly just like this stock. I let everybody else read it. I just play numbers. If it's good news, these numbers will take off. If it's bad news, they'll take off and be red. That's very true, Bob. Sometimes bad news is not as bad as they thought it was going to be, so they buy it up. Sometimes good news is not as good as it was going to be, and it falls. Nature, does that mean if you spend it today, you get it back tomorrow? I don't know why they can't just put it right back in your account when you hit the sell button. They don't mind taking it when you hit the buy button. Why not put it back when you hit the sell button? They don't need the interest. They're making the spread on every one we do. Kind of like using your credit card. They take it instantly, but if you want to return something, it's going to be 10 or 12 days. Don't agree with that one either. But that's the system. Oh, well, we have to verify that your trade was correct. Well, did you give me a faulty trade? I think it should start with them, not with us. It's going to get kind of slow, guys. I'm already prepared for it. Then we're going to have the summer break coming up when the schools let out. It will get even slower. We have some good scans. Utilize them. Try the ones that'll work for you. And see, I think my point is you have to transfer cash to them. So they already have the cash. It's not like they got to wait on us to send the cash. They already have it. So why not put it back? Not like we're trading on credit. I mean, one day's good, yes, but it should be instant. It's better than what we have. Yeah, me too, Hennessy. Hennessy, you go buy the steaks and I'll cook them, but you can't eat yours till tomorrow. That's kind of how I feel about it. You already bought them. James, I don't really like that idea. If you think the market is slow now, it's going to be even slower then. It's like spreading out the buyers and sellers over a broader range instead of compacting them all within a certain amount of hours to trade. So the volume's going to get thin. Then it'll be really hard to find groups pumping them up. I don't know, Christopher. I've watched the market before ours opens. It's not really very volatile at all. There's hardly anything happening. I mean, it's okay, I guess. We'll just have to test it, see what happens. It's the US market that really moves the market. And a lot of people don't trade pre-market, so that may mess up our pre-market. Back to that thinning it out again because of the broader range. Verb is holding this price level at around 60 cents. That's a good sign. Every time we've seen one support the price range, they end up doing a little bit more. Warlock, are you using ThinkorSwim as a platform? GOEV moving up. Or GOEV was moving up, now it's kind of parked. Maybe a pullback play on it. I'll mark it out. I really want something with a lot of volume, not so much just hits and miss. It is picking up though. Like the sellers are coming in. That's quite a bit of drop for a $2 stock. Let's see if we get a bounce from that far down. I'm not liking the My Blessing indicator pointing south. I guess that's why it's pointing south. There's more to come. Yeah, they wanted to take somebody's money. It wasn't mine. That's all that matters to me. Still holding that 60-cent price range. I'm kind of impressed. I've never seen a penny stock do this. Usually they run up and drop faster than you can get out of them. This is a rare occurrence. Good thing is it's bouncing above support. That's a good sign. Now running up a little more, possibly. I'm watching my blessing indicator line is green. Dominator bar was green. Now red. That was a temptation. That's what I call them. I don't like that feeling, Martina. That negative, positive, negative, positive. Tall wick on the top. Let's see if that candle can bring some more buyers in. There's 10,000 share buyer. Probably won't affect it with that little amount. Somebody asked earlier about the yellow line. I like to look at it as a reference point between the high and the low of the range. So whenever we're above it, the price moves up. So we have a lot of strength when both lines move above it. When they move below it, we show weakness. So when they break through right here, if you get spike arrows coming in, it's probably a good sign to think about making a trade. This is a very accurate indicator right here. John, I kind of look at that as like 5 million shares traded because you got to buy so many of them to make a profit. especially when it's down here in this range. The cheaper the stock, the less the profit when it moves. So the more shares you have to purchase. I mean, to make any money, if you're only counting on a nickel, you need to buy 10,000 shares to make $500. Back down to 60 cents. Man, what a slow morning. I hope this is not a repeat of last week. You're very welcome. Has anybody actually played this stock? I've seen a couple of you said you were holding it. Were you holding it from last week or did you buy it this morning? All right, so some of you are making money. ZVSA making a move, a dollar stock. Hopefully not a pump and dump. Nice volume. Pulling back. Looks like it's moved before. There's already some support and resistance levels there. Must be from a previous day. See if the volume continues. Long wick on the bottom. That means the buyers are buying up what they're selling. We want to see wicks on the bottom. Does it push through? So that is also an entry point. When you see a red candle and a long wick on the bottom, that's an indication the buyers are buying it up. This is starting to look like a pump and dump though. You have to really focus on these numbers at all times. If you don't, you miss the first run. Make sure your chart is on EXT or you won't get a trade in. And EXT stands for extended hours, if you didn't know. And TIF stands for time in force. Back down to that 90-cent resistance support level. Let's see if it remains support. Back up to $1. So we did get a pullback, not that I trusted it. A red line on the blessing indicator. This one kind of all over the place. Looks like we may push up. Let's see what happens. Running up now. How far is the question? Long tail on the top's not looking good. Retest of $1. Looks like we have a momentum shift to the upside according to this. Let's see what happens. Back down to the downside. Not going to touch this one. STI spiking up. This a pullback. Let's see, coming up off the bottom on this one, so I don't know if this will be a good pullback or not. Maybe somebody just calling a bottom. Looks like they called it well. Need this candle to close for the support level. And the support level is always where we plan our entry, providing we have green dominator bars and a green my blessing line. Need this candle to close. It did. Let's see if we get the bounce back up from 256 to 267. Got to remember we're on the bottom side of a run, so this may just be a bounce, a short bounce. And it was. All right, guys, I'm going to kill the YouTube live stream. I just stayed in it to see what these stocks were going to do. I'll be back here on YouTube tomorrow morning for another hour. And I'm going to continue over on Discord. If you haven't joined our premium membership, I'll put the link down in the chat. Come join us over there. Hopefully we'll make some more money the rest of the day. Appreciate everyone who signed up over the weekend. Looking forward to having you. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.